These all are the best offline games to play on mobile, especially in 2025, because as we all know, we don't have a lot of options to find out about the new release one. So our team decided on combining of the new offline game, the hidden and the forgotten one, because I think not all players know the offline game that has existed before. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 10 free-to-play offline games Android and iOS on 2025. After that day, this game has a small amount of size in total. It's about only 147 MB and we can play the whole game offline. One of the best open world games offline with so many weapons we can use while in combat. Even we can hold for more than one weapon and be able to switch them anytime. The weapon will appear randomly every time we restart the game. There is a sword, gun, and even we can use a bare hand to kill the zombie. Anyway, you should play it by wearing a hands-free, because the zombie will come to us aggressively by listening to the hazy sound, will be a perfect indicator to know the zombie location. When their number is getting massive, we can run away by swimming and they will not be able to come closer. I prefer to use a sword as our main weapon. It will make a huge damage, but we need to fight closer to the enemies and quite risky. Anyway, it's kind of a battle arena games where we are also playing against the bots. Get the vehicle to give an instant kill by crashing them by raiding the car. After that day is the best offline game 2025 with an open world based game mobile. Arcane Quest Legends 2 offline. This game is one of the best new open world offline games that I will recommend to everyone who's looking for adventure and role-playing game concept. The game has a very good visual with a super smooth control that will make your playing experience become way more enjoyable. It has a lot of features we can do, like getting some companions that will fight alongside with us. They have a job classes like Summoner, Warrior, and Archer. The number of the maximum companions we can deploy is 2. Once we reach the new level, we will gain an attribute status and the new spells. So we can build our own character based on the status points we are adding. We can switch any weapon freely like a sword, axe, and iron or wooden stick. Try to get the equipment by looting from the monster drop item or visiting the NPC in the village on the equipment store. If you make a mess within the villagers, then the village guard will come to approach you and have a fight. Such a great attention to detail. Arcane Quest Legends 2 is the best new open world RPG offline game 2025. Last Pirate Survival Island. This game has a very sharp visual with a high graphic level. I highly recommend you all to set the setting into maximum and I guarantee it will run smoothly on your device, no matter what phone you are using on playing it. Seriously, this game has such a great gameplay and amazing storyline. Even if we will not get so much dialogue, but through the main mission we will get a lot of scenes on how the story started. This game will allow the players to explore the huge open world since the early game, with some tools to gather some material. It will be so useful for hitting the enemy as well. Unfortunately, the developer should add an aim assist because the dot to lock the target is way too small. It makes the player harder to aim at the enemy. When I say it has an amazing graphic, make sure you focus on how clear the water looks while you are swimming. Last Pirate is one of the best open world offline games for mobile. American Marksman. As the game name, will become a hunter by using a gun, and this game really determines the realistic simulator game on how to hunt the beast. So we need to understand how the game works, even if it doesn't have any tutorial, but I'm sure you will easily understand the gameplay mechanism. So we need to listen to the sound of the animals. Mostly it will indicate by the location of the animal moving. We can use the scope to see it clearer from a far view distance, even more than 100 yards. There are 4 different places we can select just before we enter the open world. But also we need to get some new guns with a better power to deal with the animals in a quick shot. Timing and distance is the most important thing that we should master before aiming the target. American Marksman is one of the best open world offline games mobile. Huntercraft. This game is the highest graphic offline game I have ever seen. Even you can see how well the shadow by the sun glare is moving towards your movement. It's pretty impressive how the developer consistently update the games. That's why you will find a lot of changes and more enhancement by the visual. I think this game is the only offline game that has 120 FPS with a stable frame rate. Unfortunately, the gameplay is only killing some zombies in the open world without any mission at all. We can get into the houses and interact with some objects around us. The creativity mode is in development, then try on finishing every single thing in perfect shape before deciding to launch the creativity mode. Before we start the game, we can freely change the weapon with the free ammo. Huntercraft is the highest graphic offline game mobile 2025. Game of Physics. This is one of the best Kingdom Empire based game. Anyway, it has a semi-open world game where every stage will have quite a huge world. The mission has a lot of varieties like reaching the castle, eliminating the army and collecting some object in a hidden area. The weapon will be adjusted based on the mission we are following. He has a sword and also a bow. I love how we can aim the target by tapping the lock button. So we can focus more on one enemy and make our hit become more accurate. On the first stage, we'll ride a horse and explore the world to reach a castle. Unfortunately, the game is quite clunky, especially when we try to control the hero, but I think the reason is the developer want to make it look more realistic in movement. Slash of Sword 2. If you would like to find a great combat game that needs a high strategy to play, when timing and reflex is really important, then this game will be the best to try. Seriously, we should concentrate on anticipating the enemy's attack just before they launch it. Even sometimes we will face two enemies at the same time in the arena. It's quite difficult to handle them at once, so we also need to manage the character by getting some new equipment with a better power and grade and strengthen our hero. I love how the open world it has, with a realistic weather from day to night while we are in the open world, making the game have its own vibes. Reach a village to see how the game has a medieval vibes with so many NPCs standing and walking around us. Slash of Sword 2 is an offline game, but the developer never pushed the player to watch the ads. Surely this game is one of the best open world offline games for mobile to play even in 2025. No Way to Die. I would put this game on the list because for some reason, it has a great open world game where we can easily find the material that we need to survive from the zombie attack. As an offline game, I would admit if it is 100% free to play. It has a bird view angle from a top-down view perspective, making the player can see the whole area wider. But we will have a lot of help by seeing the world map, the enemy location, the object around will be easier to see through it. It's kind of a simple game where we can craft some new tools of more simples with less material need. Even the game's level difficulty is really playable for a newbie. No Way to Die is the best game offline open world mobile. Dark Book is a legendary offline open world game, and just to let you know, it's been exist for more than 2 years, but the quality can be compete with the other new offline game now. It has an open world game where we can use a skeleton as our main character. I love how we can change the hero's appearance once we switch the equipment. Using a portal after a battle and warp into a safety zone which is in the village will help you to save a lot of time. Anyway, we don't have to spend any in-game gold for equipment because the monster drop items are quite high. Each time we gain a new level, then we will have some attribute status points for building up our character's strength. Fantasy Heroes Action RPG. What a great hidden game mobile, it has a very clear UI and fast combat. The visual game looks so aesthetic. With a simple gameplay we can do, we only need to get closer to the enemy and all of our heroes will automatically do a basic attack. The only thing we can do is to tap the skill button. Remember to learn a new skill tree and place it on the sword key, so we have a better chance for releasing the skill. Unfortunately, the game lacks the main goal even if we don't see any mission at all. There is no prologue, no story, and we don't have enough tutorials to know about our main mission. I really hope the developer will make the game even more competitive by the features, so the player will get a better option on what they should do. At the beginning, we can pick 3 different main heroes as a team, with different job selections such as warrior, mage, healer, assassin, and hunter. Bonus, Morphite. This game is really good as an offline game with such a good storyline from the prologue that has been well explained to the player. The game combat mechanism is we'll use a gun as a primary weapon that we got freely from the beginning. If you want to know about the object that you find around you, then you can scan the object and the robot will explain about it clearly. So you will easily get a hint on what you should do, because most of the game will represent a lot of puzzles that we need to solve by finding the clues, and surely it will help to open the gate. These all are the best open world games offline mobile that are available to download and play it now. With an open world base, surely you will get a huge option to explore the world and do a different things even not following the main mission. Remember to like this video and see you on the next video. Thanks.